how's everybody doing? Welcome back to Ask That Podcast on YouTube. This is take 2 on this. I keep on fucking up, but hey, it don't matter. Ain't like you're paying for this shit. Well, you're paying for your internet. You might be paying for YouTube, right? If you are, hey, more thumbs up to you. YouTube, TV, whatever that shit is, you know. And speaking of YouTube, if you're listening, when's Cobra Kai Season 2 coming out? I will subscribe to whatever it is to get Cobra Kai Season 2, because Season 1 was amazing. But all right, back in the day. This is Wild West Cowboys of New Mesa, Archie Adventure Series, Issue 2 from 93. Buck 25 with that second rip-roaring issue as seen on ABC. Approved by the Comics Code. All right, Wild West Cowboys of New Mesa. It's an anthropomorphic series set in the Old West. And this was kind of inspired by, of course, by the Ninja Turtles. A little bit of history here. I always like doing a little bit of history. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came out in, what, 84? I think it's when the first issue dropped. Pretty sure. Well, when that hit, but boom! All of a sudden, the comic market was flooded with anthropomorphic characters. Preteen Dirty Jean Kung Fu Kangaroos, adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters, like something samurai slugs, time beavers, even shit like Nervous Rex. Just anthropomorphic. And the perfect example is that, okay, if you go to a school, like my junior high, my high school mostly, because my junior high didn't bother. Like my high school had a mascot. You know, it'd be at the football games, it'd be the basketball games, all that shit. And it was a guy in a fucking tiger suit. We're the Moss Point Tigers. That's anthropomorphic. Humanized animals. You know, they walk on 2 feet and they got, you know, they work with stuff. Nowadays, it's kind of known as furries, but they're just anthropomorphic. Well, that comic was huge. They had all these spin-offs, and the spin-offs, almost all of them bombed. You know, I mean, I think adolescent black belt radioactive hamsters probably lasted the longest and did the best, and it's still kind of around here and there. Well, by the time all that faded out, the Ninja Turtles cartoon had started up. And the toy line, and the cartoon, now, this is the way I see it, the way I remember it. It might just be from my area. The cartoon, you started off, it was just a miniseries, 5 episodes, and it did okay. In my area, it didn't seem to do huge, it didn't seem to take off. It was when, like a year or so later, it became a Saturday morning cartoon, it blew up. Well, all these other companies are trying to figure out ways to capitalize on this, and I don't know who created the Wild West Cowboys of New Mesa, but they had a toy line, they had a cartoon, there was video games. I want to say there was an arcade game. I don't think there was any home video. And it was fairly big. Well, I never really watched it. By 93, I was not really watching Saturday morning cartoons. I mean, by that time, probably the only things I was watching would be like the X-Men cartoons, Spider-Man, and the Tick. If they were comic related, I'd watch them. But the rest of them, I didn't. And I knew of the comic, never read it. Because back then, I would have balked at paying $1.25 for what I thought was a kid's comic. But a year or so ago, I'm killing time in town, waiting on some friends to get through doing whatever they're doing. And I was like, all right, you know, I told them, I was like, look, I got to kill some time, because they didn't know how long they were going to be. I was like, I'll go to the comic shop. They got a comic shop in town. They got decent cheap bins. So I'll dig through the cheap bins. And I found this, and I'll give it a shot. Now, it's kind of got beat up since I got it. Ooh, Chuck Rock. So let's check it out. Now, I said May of 93. So that would mean this came out a little bit before then. All right, Doug Brammer does the scripts, Gary Fields does the pencils and letters, Ron McArdle's the inks, Barry Grossman's the colors, Daniel R. Berger's the edits, and V. Gorlick, I love that name, is the manager. Defenders of the Code of the West, the Wild West Cowboys of New Mesa. Look, this was a really, okay, Superman. Superman's kind of known for not having great games. The Superman on the Atari was kind of janky. I mean, for the area, it was okay. The one on the Nintendo was not good. The N64 one's known for not being good. You know, some people are, well, about the only really good Superman game was the arcade. This, from what I remember, because I only got to play arcade once or twice. Our arcade had it and it was gone quick. This for the Genesis, which I had back in the day, was not a bad game. And we got our Cowboys are riding off. And yesterday, the Wild West Cowboys left Cowtown to wrangle a look at the past. Today, they're busting Broncos outrun that pass back to town. Dinosaur, everybody get off in the streets. Move now. Dinosaur, man, you got anthropomorphic cows, like you got chickens, you know. You got a dinosaur attacking, look, stomping and destroying shit. Look at this, they're just, and the artwork's nice and clean, you know. For something like this, I want nice, clean, I'm not gonna call it simple. For comic art, it kind of is, but it's good. You see all this stuff going on. I like this one. Pterodons were dinosaurs that flew like birds, like a glider. I wonder if a large sharp would, maybe? Yeah? So this little, which I'm assuming is supposed to be a Native American, First Nations, Indian, whatever term you prefer, cow. And look, they stopped the dinosaur. And I like this. Colorado! Bop! And he knocks him down. Oh, it's just so great. Oh, look at this shit. Man, there's a lot of Genesis in here. The Genesis Tiny Toons Adventures game. That was a cool little game. All the Tiny Toons Adventure games I played besides like the Cartoon Workshop would have been good little games. Let's see. I like this, how they find there's like a cave with a crack in it that leads them back to dinosaur time. So it's kind of Turok-ish. That would have been a neat crossover. Turok Dinosaur Hunter meets the Wild West Cowboys of Mesa. Everything I really remember about this series is my buddy Dean, who I haven't got to talk to him a little bit. He's a huge toy collector. He's the one that kind of really got me into collecting toys. I kind of did, but he got me into it big time. He had a pile of these. I guess Toys R Us over-ordered. And anytime you go to Toys R Us, they had shit for like 50 cents, $1 a figure. He'd buy all of it. Because like, you never know. At that price, odds are I'll be able to resell it and make my money back. He had a shit pile of on-card Wild West Cowboys and Moo Mason. What? His favorite one is, Dean had a goofy sense of humor. There's this one called 3-Card Cud. Cud, like a cow. Cud. I remember one time going to visit and check out the store. He's like, look, 3-Card Cud. Cud, like a cow. Cud. Fucking goofy ass dude. And like he gets the dinosaur in the cave and lightning strikes and oh god, but look, he's flying out on Pterodon. Next issue, the Marshal returns to Miller Glen on sale in April. Is this monthly? Let me see. Doesn't really say. Okay. And then we get, of course, Moo Mail, which I don't know how they have mail unless they sent out previews or this did not come out monthly because this is only the second issue. I never thought about shit like that when I was a kid. I remember, comics, oh, second issue, monthly title, they got mail. I'm like, I never thought about then. Now I know either they sent out sample copies or they just made up the letters. And they got a Cowboys pin up. Archie Americana series, the best of the 50s, the 40s. Top 10 reasons to subscribe to an Archie comic. It's cheaper than rented video and no rewinding. Number 9, it's more fun than real life. Loser. Number 8, it's made of 100% recycled paper. It may be last year's algebra book. Number 7, you can tell your parents, at least I'm reading. Number 6, it's sugar-free and there's no caffeine. Number 5, it won't bite you, you don't have to walk it. Number 4, it doesn't talk back to you. Number 3, it's just so darn funny. Number 2, it's more interesting than Miss Pukman's third period botany class. Number 1, no smelly perfume samples. I love this comic here. Under press jug, the recession, pollution, wars, famine. Thwack! Not to mention the gratuitous violence in comics nowadays. That too. And look, this is back then. Archie's not publishing a lot of titles back then. You got their monthly titles are Archie and Betty and Veronica. Now you got bi-monthly, their digest, which is Archie, Betty and Veronica, and Archie Digest, Betty and Veronica. Oh yeah, that's a combo. Then they have their bi-monthly double digest, which is Archie's double digest, Betty and Veronica double digest, and of course a combo. So they weren't really selling a lot back then. The Cow Toon page. And you got different kids. I mean, for 7 years old, that's pretty good. And actually for 11, that's really good. Not bad stuff. And Archie was big on that. Archie was big on making it feel interactive with the kids. That was just one thing. Remember these? Was this the, this is the sales leadership. And look at all this great stuff. Super Nintendo, a Game Boy. Is that that is a CD player with dual cassette. Mall Madness. Remember that shit? The see-through phones. Everybody remember these? Remember a lot of shit? This time for, in this era, see-through. Oh my God, it's so... A Nintendo Game Genie. Dr. Mario or Tetris. Super Mario Challenge, a Mario Challenge set. And I only knew one friend ever did this. My friend Dorothy, who... We really don't know. We cannot figure out how long we've known each other. That's how long we've known each other. I'm 7 days older than her. That was one of my things when I was in school back in the day. I was always the youngest kid. Because my birthday's in the summer, and a lot of the kids' birthdays in school years, so the way their birthday fell, they were like, they turned 7 in first grade. Not me. I was 6 all the way through first grade. I didn't turn 7. Hell, I didn't turn 18 until after I graduated high school. I graduated high school and like a couple months later turned 18, you know. But she did this and she called and tried to sell me. It was like Greek. I'm like, I don't want him. I'll show my parents. And I remember she busted her ass. Sold chip for like 3 months and ended up like $10. Archie in the game, tell us about recycling plastic containers. Hey gang, be sure to recycle all your plastic soft drink bottles and all your containers made of PET. You can tell if your container is made of PET. If you look at on or near the bottom of the plastic container, see the recycling code, PETE. Hey kids, the PETE recycling code tells you that the plastic container you got is recyclable, and if your local program accepts these containers, please join in and recycle them. I'm Recycling Pete. I'll send you a Pete sticker and more info on pet recycling if you send your name and address to Natcore, Archie, blah, 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 blah. Look at that. And then on the back, we got Chuck. I had a Super Nintendo game. Chuck Rock. Yeah, the Wild West Cowboys of Mesa. Interesting little comic. I need to look and see how. I don't think this ran long. Yeah, maybe 8 to 10 issues. I wouldn't mind getting them all, checking it all. I wouldn't mind seeing the cartoon. I don't know if it's out. It's one of those I've never looked for, and I don't know who did it. I really don't. If I knew who did it, it would give me more of an idea. Because I got a good mind of what cartoon libraries are licensed out to what distributors right now. You know, like I know Deke, Cookie Jar, whatever you want to call it, it's all licensed out to Mill Creek. Which is a good thing, because if you like Deke shows, Mill Creek puts out shit cheap. But I don't think this was Deke. I think this was something else. But who knows? That might be Fred Wolf for all I know. Who knows? Anyway, if you enjoyed this, remember, give me that thumbs up. Subscribe for comments. I gotta get out of here. Tell me, was there a comic back in the day that you read because it was based on like a cartoon or a toy line, you know? Licensed comics. You know, like how a lot of people in the 80s, a lot of kids in the 80s got into comics because of G.I. Joe and Transformers. G.I. Joe especially. Seems like the Transformers book gets a lot of hype. That G.I. Joe, I knew so many kids didn't read comics. They read G.I. Joe every month. Matter of fact, a friend of mine who I hadn't been in touch with in years and years. We just, after high school, he got married really quick and had kids, and I was kind of not. So we just kind of drifted apart, but I'd known the guy since first or second grade, third grade, somewhere around there. We got back in touch, oh God, it's been almost 10 years now, and one of the first questions he asked me is, dude, where can I get those G.I. Joe comics we grew up reading? I want my boys to get into reading. He's got like 3 or 4 boys. And I'm like, oh, okay, and I showed him where to get the trades. And, you know, we sat there and talked for like an hour about, you know, how he looked forward to, you know, when we were in school. He would call my house like every few days, new G.I. Joe in? Because I had a subscription, it came in the mail. And I had to bring it to school next day, and like he would read it, and a bunch of other people would read it, you know. But yeah, licensed comic. Yeah, what was your favorite back in the day? All right, well, talk to everybody later. Bye-bye.